Well, so we need to know what dog, what thing goes with which dog. But it's like, we don't know anything about the dogs other than their birthdays. I mean...
I thought we had that figured out.
I mean, I could say April is 3? Oh. I would like to think seasons, because I think they are all born in different seasons. But I don't see how Tree
goes
do...
with the birds.
Hold on, let me read the poem again. Or the riddles. Because maybe the riddles will tell you season things. Spring tree. Okay, here we go. Maybe it's spring. So
why can't you put April as
well,
spring?
spring. Yeah, exactly. So Lucy, I think. I'm gonna put spring here. Shimmering blue.
August?
Summer dew. So okay. There are seasons. I think this is it. Autumn is deer. And then the bird says winter. Okay, so this makes a lot more sense. Each dog was born in a different season. Okay. We could have figured that out a while ago, but that's fine. So Vitus is winter, and winter is bird. Iggy is the fall. And the fall, or autumn, is deer, which is correct. Awesome. We already had Iggy correct. Lucy is April, which is spring, which is tree. And that leaves this one for Xander. So now it should be right. Well, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, I would have thought for sure. Because that makes so much sense. Seasons, and they're all born in different seasons. Why wouldn't that work? Like, I was so sure of that working. Unless there's something else you have to do. What? Hold on. Did I have them wrong dates? So Iggy and Lucy were right, but Vitus and Xander are swapped for some reason? After swapping Xander and Vitus, Lucy and Iggy were correct, but Xander and Vitus I had to swap and it worked. So either there's something, a part of this puzzle I don't understand, or I wrote down the dates wrong. One of those two. Because Xander and Vitus were swapped for some reason. I don't know why. Xander and Vitus. No idea why they were swapped.
Why is this spring? It should be winter.
No, spring was tree. Summer dew, spring tree. But Xander and Vitus. So Vitus was winter. He was supposed to be the bird. Or Vitus was supposed to be bird, Xander was supposed to be the summer dew. But the bird and dew I had to swap. And I'm wondering if it's because the cuckoo clock opened it up separately, but that doesn't make sense. It was... Yeah, I don't get it. Maybe I wrote it down wrong. We can go back to the graves and see if I wrote it down wrong, otherwise I have no idea why it wasn't working. But anyway, this area popped. As soon as I fixed those, I didn't even have to touch the cuckoo clock.
What popped?
This over here, this wall.
Well, yeah. Well, you knew there was a door there.
Yeah, popped. And we have a light, thankfully. Didn't even have to equip it. They didn't let Nancy just fall down the stairs. Oh, a picture. I don't know what that's for. But it's a little... cellar. Okay. Uh-oh.
What?
Squeak, squeak. Means there's mice. It's no good.
It could be mice making that sound. It looks like a tiny hole.
There's some numbers on here, but they're all crossed out.
And inches.
Yeah, it's probably a combination,
Blocked.
so you can't even move it. But there is a safe there. So did I come in through here? No.
William Akers? I wonder if he's related to Jeff Akers.
Well, you can ask him. I know he's very sensitive on the crime past of this area.
The truth about Mickey Malone.
Has never spent a night in jail, and he never will. And you know why? Because he's just an ordinary Joe trying to run and whatever. Yeah. Mickey's a swell guy, so he had a grandfather or something, great-grandfather, sticking up for Mickey Malone. With such conviction. More Houdini. Oh boy. Yeah. Can I go back down that way? Yeah, okay. So now we can go down that way. But it might be interesting to talk to Jeff. What's his name? See if he has anything to say about this.
Who is Jeff? Is he the ranger?
I think that's his name, yeah. I believe that's his name.
You're back.
Sorry to bother you again, but did those results from the water test come in yet?
There's something here for you from the State Department of Health.
High levels of arsenic. Cool.
Gosh, not only is the water bad, but it seems like the well may have been contaminated deliberately.
I wouldn't go jumping to conclusions without proof, Ms. Drew. I'm sure there's a far less melodramatic explanation.
Where's Yogi?
In the run, out back. Even out of sight, he's under my full control, as park rules require.
I found a newspaper dating back to 1927 in Sally's house. Since you're kind of an expert on the history of Moon Lake, do you mind if I ask you some questions about Mickey Malone?
Not at all.
The article mentioned that a man named William Akers used to work for Malone. Is he a relative of yours?
No. Quite a coincidence, I'll admit, but no. I am in no way related to the head flunky of some two-bit gangster and his gang of thugs.
I found this old picture in Sally's house. Do you know who these people are?
The man is Mickey Malone, I know that. I'm guessing that this is his girlfriend, Vivian Burnett, I think her name was. And judging by the year of that brand new Ford in the background, I'd say the picture was taken in 1928.
She was probably as familiar with Malone's house and his dogs as he was. Think there's any chance she's still alive?
Tell you what, Miss Drew. Why don't I go through my files and see what I can dig up on this mystery woman? I'm a busy man, but like I always say, I'm here to serve.
I don't think he's that busy.
When and why was Malone arrested?
I'm sorry, Miss Drew. As usual, I'm a little pressed for time. If you have more questions, why don't you sit down at the computer and peruse the Moon Lake database of fascinating factoids that I've put together?
What happened to Akers and the rest of Malone's gang after he went to prison?
Fortunately for Moon Lake, they all left and went their separate ways.
Thanks for all your help.
Not a problem.
So I don't really have any reason to go to those other two places at the moment. Actually, maybe I can go to the store because we have to clean up after those mice, get them out. Maybe she can help. Because I can't even bother with the safe until we clean up. My assumption. I don't know if she has any cleaning supplies.
I found an old newspaper in Sally's house that contained an article on Mickey Malone. It really got my curiosity going. What else can you tell me about him?
Person you should talk to is Jeff Akers. He's got this historical museum thing going out at that ranger station of his.
How do I get to the museum?
Just up lake from Sally's on the east side.
Guess I'll see you later.
Always a pleasure.
Okay, well, I was hoping I could get some cleaning supplies or something. My assumption is I have to do some cleaning. Or not, so whatever. So there's an... It said museum, like...
Is Nancy going back to Sally's?
I guess so. She said up by just past Sally's. But I don't know if that's a museum or she's just referring to the ranger station. I haven't gone back here.
It's probably not safe to go in there.
What do you mean? This tree's still down. Go back down there. But is there a point? So that's just to show people. Harrisburg. Pin. Screwdriver, map. Pen. Didn't use the pen yet for anything. So I'm wondering if there's anything I can do down here. I think this just... goes into the darkness. But it looks like... I don't know. Mickey Malone pinched. I think that's what it means, MM, pinched.
It says Uncle
Clayton died. So there's probably some kind of hint as to...
It looks like it's blocked. It looks like a tiny hole.
Use the pin.
What's the combination?
Oh, so I can do it now. Okay. So that's a reset, I think. I don't know the combination. It shows us these numbers here. I don't know if I can make any sense of that. There's a lot of squeaking, so you can do that. Looks like there might be something... It's like a seam, a doorway here. Secret doorway, again, another one. Oh wait, hold on. There's a ladder here. Somebody took it off. Yeah, somebody took it off. There's a speaker here.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah.
Somebody put a ladder up and they left the ladder here. Got this jerk over here. I don't know. Why don't we start making some calls? Let's call those Hardy Boys. They're pretty smart, right?
Frank, it's Nancy.
I'm here too. What's up?
I seem to be getting nowhere fast. Anybody have any suggestions?
Have you read what's in those envelopes you sorted for Ranger Jeff? You never know when a clue's gonna nab your attention.
Oh, I didn't even think about doing that. I know she did mention it.
Later, guys.
You bet. Bye, Nancy.
Can I read those things? And he's like, I wouldn't recommend it. It'll waste a lot of time. So maybe I can just read up on those. Let's see what's going on. So maybe that'll show me code somewhere. Maybe there's gonna be some numbers revealed in some way. Oh, 1925. Soft plan, yada yada yada. I wonder, is it dates? Because it's March 17, 1925. If you want to do 03, 17, 1925. I gotta look at the other combinations though. I know, I'll mention it. 03, 17. 5? Maybe it's dates on the combinations. I didn't even think to check.
That's a
It's 1928. Kingster nabbed.
January 29th of 1932. That's when,
That's when all the dogs' death
Died.
dates are, even though they apparently didn't die. They
right.
said that they'd heard
Yeah.
howls.
Yep. Long died then, and all 4 dogs died.
Be Veronica. Oh, that's right. And he also said come back later and he might be able to tell us Veronica.
Can we pull one more
This
envelope?
is 41.
February 13th.
Dates. Is it
41.
Can
we do one more?
Mickey Malone died yesterday, so you could do or 12. You want to do his death day at the age of 52, the day he died. That would make sense.
He died on February 13th
Well,
of 41.
this came out. This publication came out on the 13th, but it said he died yesterday of liver failure.
Okay.
Probably because he was a big, heavy drinker.
Can we go to 1946 and pull one of them?
This is 1997.
Yep.
This is the only other one we can do. It's Emily M. Dragging Band is a drag. Yeah, 1997. There's gold in them sandbars. Oh boy, yeah, her uncovering relics.
You might want to write that down.
I don't think that's necessary. I mean, we can put it to the side here.
I put August.
But yeah, it's only August. What's the day here? It doesn't have a specific day. It says August 97. I'm not gonna bother.
Yep. Well, I would still write it.
No, it's fine. All the... Let's see here. Jeff Akers is here. Yeah. Old toilet. Ooh. Plumbing broadcast service. PBS. Yeah, okay, whatever. That's interesting. So I feel like the code is maybe Malone's death.
Good news. I have information on your mystery woman.
Thank you so much. Is she still alive?
Her name these days is Vivian Whitmore. She lives in Las Vegas, and her number is 702-555-9137.
Thanks for all your help.
Always a pleasure.
All right.
Okay.
That's very helpful.
Now, do we have her number?
He just gave it to us. I'm assuming it's gonna be in her PDA or just one of the options listed. Hopefully. So let's give her a call. See what she has to say. Yep.
If you're selling something, hang up right now. I got an air horn in my hand that could deafen a dinosaur, and I'm not afraid to use it.
Oh, no, please. I'm not selling anything. Believe me. Is this Vivian Whitmore?
Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. You got exactly 5 seconds to state your business.
My name is Nancy Drew. I'm calling from Moon Lake, Pennsylvania. I just wanted to ask you some questions.
Oh, right. The Moon Lake Park Ranger said you might call. But you have to talk fast. An old friend of mine is flying in today from Florida. And when I say old, I mean old, as in 5 years older than I am. Don't bother trying to do the math, sweet stuff. You'll hurt yourself. So, that ranger fella said you found an old picture of me.
It was of you and Mickey Malone. Do you remember him?
Of course I remember him. I remember everything about that time of my life. It was the roaring 20s, for crying out loud. One of the most exciting decades in American history. Just because I've got a few years on most people doesn't mean my brain's turned to tapioca, sweet stuff.
Let's assume that that picture was 1928. Maybe she was, let's say, 20 years old then. That means she would have been born in 1908.
Yep.
So she'd be like 90. She'd be in her 90s, basically.
Yeah. I was thinking that.
Nowadays, nobody's alive from that. So she'd be dead now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you.
Mickey and I dated for 5 years. Oh, I knew what he was, and I didn't approve.
I still have an aunt that was born in the
But
20s.
I was young.
That's still
And we
alive.
got along so
Not in
well.
19-aughts. 1908, not definitely not.
He always kept birch beer on tap at that
Mm.
speakeasy of his just for me.
Birch beer is a soda. Maybe it was alcoholic at one point.
He had a speakeasy? Where?
It was in the basement, right there at Moon Lake. Feds never knew about it, but everybody who was anybody on the East Coast back then, actors, musicians, bankers, politicians, they knew. You weren't big time unless you'd made at least one trip to Moon Lake Mickey's.
That's weird. I'm staying in his old house on Moon Lake, and I haven't seen any sign of a speakeasy.
Course you haven't. You're not supposed to. Only Mickey and Willie knew how to get into the speakeasy from the house. The rest of us had to go in and out the regular way, through the cemetery.
The cemetery?
There was a lock hidden in one of the tombstones in that little cemetery behind the house. You needed a key to unlock it, and when you did, stairs would appear that led to the speakeasy.
Do you have any idea how to get into Malone's speakeasy from the house?
I sure don't. That saloon was built using 2 main ingredients, concrete and secrecy. Mickey always bragged that nobody could get in unless he wanted them in, and I do believe he was right. But I'll tell you what, if you send me that picture of me and Mickey, I'll send you my key.
The key to the tombstone? You still have it?
It's in the bottom of my jewelry box. I've come this close to throwing it out 100 times, but it's so small, and the memories it brings back are so big. Well, I just couldn't, as a joke. Mickey had a tombstone made with the name of this federal agent who had it out for him, inscribed on it. That's the one the key unlocks.
Do you know anything about the safe that's in the cellar of his house at Moon Lake?
You must be talking about the wall safe. That was Willie's. By Willie, I mean William Akers, one of the guys who worked for Mickey.
I don't suppose you happen to know the combination.
No one knew the combination, not even Mickey. Mostly because Willie was constantly changing it. He was a little paranoid and superstitious. Well, as I recall, he picked the most unlucky number he could think of and used that for the combination. He called it a reverse jinx.
Unlucky number? Like what?
Oh, like the date that something bad happened, like when the stock market crashed, or when somebody died, or the address of a house that caught fire, or the phone number of the police, that sort of thing.
It's been fun talking to you.
I know.
All right. So
That's interesting.
yes. So
At least I thought it was interesting.
oops. Can't do that. So we gotta send her the picture. So the State Park Ranger Station. I know they have postal service there. So let's see if we can ship it out.
Hello again, Miss Drew. Am I in for another interrogation?
I'd like to mail this photo to the woman in Las Vegas. Can you do that for me?
As always, I'm here to serve, Miss Drew. Just give it to me and I'll take care of it. I'm sure she'll be very pleased to get this back.
Thanks for all your help.
Not a problem.
All right. So we'll come back later and hopefully we get that delivery.
Can we go back to the cemetery?
We have to get her key first. So we send that picture out. She'll give us the key, and then we can get back in. We can get into the speakeasy. For now, I think we might know the combination. Yeah, Uncle Clayton died. Yep. So, as it would have been like. So whatever. Sheik died 08, like August 23rd, 26th. So, I'm gonna guess it's MM pinched. As when he was caught. I was gonna try when he died, but if it was when he was pinched.
I would say when he got caught. Do we know when he got caught?
So I wrote down the day he died. I don't remember what the other two dates were. Remember? 1925, he was still around. 01/29/32. I can try that one. I'm just afraid that it's a different day. Nope, didn't work.
When he got caught. I think.
I mean, I could try the day he died, but
I would try March 17th.
well, hold on.
Because I think he got caught in 25. Trying to think of another. He died in 32.
Oh wait, it didn't do it. Let me try the 01 again. I'm wondering if I pressed the wrong button. It was that one. I just pressed the wrong button.
Which one was it? The day he
I
died?
bet those were deer mice.
No, it was the 01/29/32. I just didn't do it right the first time. I pressed the wrong button.
I better be careful.
William Akers.
Speakeasy.
He went to prison, but when they were walking him to the paddy wagon to take care of his dogs, do their tombstones like he told me. Look under the villa and the speakeasy at Moon Lake, so I'd find the map to the gold he stole 2 years ago. This guy, he never spent a night in jail, supposed to spend 8 years in prison. He'll never make it. And he didn't, because he died in 1941. I think he wants me to have the gold deep, because deep down he knows he'll never be coming home. Problem is, there's nothing on except for a bunch of lines and the words "dogs will lead the way." There's no X mark. So he had the map, but he didn't know how to use it. He never told me outright. Yeah,
My
that.
wife and me, we haven't had anything
Yeah.
decent to eat.
The guy who pulled off the hole in the floor gold heist. Ooh. So he had a gold heist, 20 gold bars, weighing 600 pounds. Holy. That's a lot of gold, man. I can think of all the dogs, but they haven't led me anywhere except around in circles. I spent the last month following them around, first Xander, then Vitus, then Lucy. I don't have to follow Iggy because all he does is sleep on the porch. So looks like I'm gonna have to start digging. Dig under the porch first. Because that's where Iggy always is. A month after I started, yada yada yada. I looked for the gold at night. I dug around under the porch but didn't find anything.
Joe Akers? Emily said Jeff Akers' father was named Joe. Maybe Jeff is related to William Akers after all.
Calling him Joe.
I said Baby Joe is just like a doll. She's always wanted.
Yeah, Joe is Jeff Akers' father. Now I spend all my free time digging in the woods. Plus, keep getting lost. Last Sunday I memorized the way to the cemetery. Yeah, we don't care. I know how to get to the cemetery. Even though Mickey never allowed the dog speakeasy in the tunnel. Last week I found out that Mickey changed the passcode to the Spigots speakeasy. Why would Mickey change the code without telling me? But when I finally figured out the new code, I didn't find anything in the tunnel that opened up that wasn't there before. I gave up. Mickey's dead, and so are all his dogs. I'll never find the gold. Not a job. I'm leaving this journal here because who knows.
The dogs will lead the way. I wonder what that means.
Yeah, I is for Iggy, who's always on the porch.
Yep. But it means that there's still another 3 dogs
Yeah.
that are active.
It's curious. I could keep that. I'd keep it. Cool. Okay, and I know the door's right here to the speakeasy. You just don't know how to open it.